The world isn't always the nicest place. There are so many differences that make us feel divided and alone. But a single act of kindness can instantly change our perception, leaving us feeling healthier, happier, connected. What if we could harness that kindness and pass it along so it spreads through neighborhoods, across borders, even around the world? In a world that so desperately needs a dose of goodness, can kindness be contagious? Hi, Raquel.
So nice to meet you. It's so nice to meet you too.
My daughter and I love your book so much.
Thank you so much.
On my search for answers about kindness, I'm thrilled to meet one of my personal heroes. R.J. Palacio penned the best-selling novel Wonder, which explores kindness through the eyes of a boy with a rare genetic disorder.
It really touched a chord
Thank you
with
so
us, and we read it together in bed every night.
And your daughter's how old when you read
She's
it?
7 years old.
Okay.
Wonder has sold over 9 million copies and has been translated into 50 languages. So I can't think of anyone more perfect than RJ to help me unravel how kindness becomes contagious.
What were you hoping to achieve in writing the book, Wonder?
I was hoping to be able to write something that would inspire kids to want to be kinder to one another. Throw a little kindness out there and see where it goes.
And what do you think can happen when you throw some kindness out there?
I think it starts a chain reaction. Every little act of kindness, no matter how small, no matter how random, has far-reaching results that we can't even imagine, and sometimes we don't even see.
And those far-reaching results were recently felt in the American Midwest as school was letting out one afternoon. It's one boy's 8th birthday, but instead of a fun-filled afternoon, he's left by himself, waiting for a ride that never shows up. That's when Officer Daryl Robinson steps in to give the child the day of his dreams. He treats the boy to his first ride in a police car, a birthday lunch, and one-on-one conversation before dropping him off with his family. The officer continues to check in on the boy to this day. It turns out Robinson's act was set in motion when he too was just 8 years old, after Police Captain Bill Bongle showed kindness toward him. This inspired Robinson to also become a policeman so that he could perform good deeds for others. And this is how goodwill begins to spread. But how does kindness gain even more momentum to become contagious? A photograph taken on the New York City subway shows us how. This moment was captured by a commuter moved by what he saw. Isaac Thiel sat for nearly 45 minutes while a stranger slept on his shoulder.
That moment transcended race, it transcended religion. It showed the best of humanity in that one, again, a very small and quiet gesture. That's it, and that's all we need.
The arresting image and its powerful message went viral on social media.
You share these great stories and they make you feel good. And when you see it in someone else, you're that much more likely then to say, well, oh, I can do that.
Studies show that when kindness is witnessed by others, the results can be astounding. User-generated videos featuring altruistic acts are some of the most viral forms of media, with the potential to reach and inspire millions of people around the planet.
You, in essence, produced a viral form of media. Your book has really started its own contagious effect.
We noticed very early after the publication of the book, teachers started tweeting it from private schools in New York City to small, tiny schools in South Africa. Teachers are incorporating kindness into classrooms. Kids started articulating what kindness means to them.
But when it comes to spreading kindness far and wide, there are few examples more incredible than the wave of giving that recently swept through Houston, Texas. I invited the people at the heart of the story to tell me more.
How you guys feeling?
Oh, feeling all right.
Good, good. Ginger, when and where did you first see Victor?
Well, I used to see him on the way to work every day. So he was at a busy street corner. You know, I would turn the corner and he would actually be as close as right outside the car, you know, right at the curb. Some days you would see him and he was singing. That went on for several years, actually, that he was there.
Victor, was it a hard life being out on the streets?
I took it as it came to me, you know. No, I had been on the street for a while, you know, by choice, but I was just trying to make the most of what I already had.
Ginger, what compelled you to actually stop and talk to Victor?
I kept waiting for someone else to stop. And it just finally dawned on me one day that I was supposed to stop. And so I did. I did a U-turn that day and I went back. He turned from his corner and looked at me and walked up to my car with his hand out, you know, to shake my hand like, you know, just this gentleman.
And Victor, do you remember when you first met Ginger?
Yes, I do.
Tell me about that.
It's just, it was a pleasant moment, you know, and it was just something new to me, and it made my day, and it made me smile.
And so then what developed from there?
You know, I would go hang out. I would bring him a cocoa, I would have a coffee, and, you know, we would sit and talk about our lives, and we became friends.
We would part ways, and then, you know, we would leave on a good note, and it would be all right.
So you guys really developed a strong friendship out there.
Yeah.
So then what?
Oh, well, I remember this conversation so vividly because it was rainy and it was nasty. And my husband and I were, you know, at the house, and I was like, I am not going to be able to sleep tonight because I know that Victor's in the rain. And I just I couldn't get over that. And so that's when I decided to make the Facebook page.
The post was a simple call to the community for thoughts on how to help Victor.
And it just exploded. I mean, I had hundreds of people, you know, messaging me and emailing me and calling me, you know, what can we do? What can we do? You know, I mean, and people donated money and time. And then we were able to get him a hotel room across the street from the corner. We had an eye doctor that offered an eye exam. We had a dentist that offered teeth cleaning. Somebody donated a bicycle for him. The chief of the firefighters called me and he said, whatever you need, I'm here. It was just so far beyond anything I could have ever thought was gonna happen.
And then what happened?
I wanted him to have a life and we wanted him to succeed. And so I asked him to come work with us. He was absolutely excited to come do that.
Yeah, and I really felt it in my heart that it was right.
I teach cooking classes and it's a family business. So we're all there together. And you know, he jumped right in and started working like he had always been there.
What you making?
I'm making duck bread.
Did you feel like Ginger coming into your life finally gave you that hope that you could achieve what you wanted to out of life?
Yes, she just brought it out of me, but I just needed the space and time and the right people around me. Wherever I go, I just hope to be just a glorious person.
One could argue if Ginger had never stopped to talk to Victor, none of the community members who banded together would know the difference. But she did, and it wasn't just Victor's life that improved.
I have so many people come to me and say, let me tell you what I did. And they're so excited and so proud. And they just needed someone to get behind. If you step out and you do something and it inspires someone else, I promise you one of those inspired people will then be the next person who steps out and becomes an example for somebody else.
Ginger and Victor's story proves that doing good deeds can unite incredible numbers of people in a contagious chain of kindness.
It's amazing to think how far it can actually go if that chain is unbroken.
You just never know. We're not talking about grand gestures. We're talking about just, your little family unit, your little community. If we could just impact your stratosphere and everyone takes care of their little stratospheres, the world really will benefit. And I really believe that.